Welcome to Ligonier CampCast. From deep within Western Pennsylvania's Laurel Highlands, it's the closest thing to an official monthly podcast of Ligonier Camping Conference Center.
Spotify, you just go to Spotify and you can search Ligonier CampCast. Will come up, click the follow button, and you are in the club. So by all means, check that out. We can also find us on ligoniercamp.org, as well as all sorts of other information about Ligonier Camp and registration. And summer is coming, folks. So we're starting to get excited and pumped up for that. I am coming to you live today from a new location in my never-ending search for places that are quiet and have good signal at camp. I am coming to you from the Alexander House at Ligonier Camp, which some of you may know as the infirmary. Hopefully you've not spent a lot of time here as a contestant. Is that the right word? Patient. In the infirmary, but patient. Patient. Thank you. So the other voice that you hear is my guest, JC Simons is with me. Say hello, JC Simons.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
JC is here, coming to us live from sunny South Florida.
Yes.
You told me what the temperature was.
88 degrees, but it feels like 100.
That's ridiculous. It's March 31st. You won't hear this podcast. Our audience won't hear this podcast probably until mid-April, but 88 degrees on March. That's just not right. Just not right. But
I agree.
As JC agrees. JC is with me because JC is going to be our men's director. He will be serving on our leadership staff at camp this summer. And JC, I'd like you to. This is not something you're prepared to do, but we intended to have another guest with us here today.
Yes.
Alexandra Morar, who is our women's director, who's returning as our women's director, has been our women's director for the past couple of summers and will again this summer. She is in Belfast, Ireland. We did not get the temperature from Alexandra, did we?
We did not.
That's a shame. I wonder what the weather's like in Belfast today. In the about 2 minutes that you got to spend with Alexandra before apparently the internet in all of Ireland just crapped out on us.
Right.
What were your impressions of Alexandra?
She seems determined because she tried her ever-loving best at least 1,700 different times to get back on this call. So I could tell she's determined. She has to be many times.
I feel bad for her because I could tell she really wanted to be a part of it. So.
She was excited.
Well, we will have to try and find a way to introduce our fan base here to Alexandra a little bit later on. It is unfortunate, but I feel like that's the first time, JC. This whole podcasting thing is, I'm sure it'll come as no surprise. It's kind of a new thing to me.
Okay.
But started in September and just sort of build on things and did my first multiple person interview a couple months ago.
Wow.
This was going to be the first international, and I feel like I've failed miserably.
No, that's okay. It's all right. I'm international. Remember what you said before you started recording. I'm in Florida.
Florida is international.
Florida is a whole different world. Yeah.
Isn't there a Florida International University?
There is. That's in Miami.
Why is it called international?
Probably because it is very diverse. There's a lot of different people with different backgrounds and cultures all over the states and stuff like that. But that's not really that is international. Yeah.
You could say that about a lot of places.
That's true.
Like a lot of colleges have really diverse.
But they're not called international universities. That is a good point, actually.
It's not called Penn State
International University
or anything like that. Anyway,
leave it to Florida to mess with your head. Yeah,
That sounds about right. It sounds about right. Can I share the fun fact you shared with me? So this will all be
please.
over by the time people hear this, but we're going into the Final Four, the
We are.
NCAA tournament, March Madness Final Four this
Yeah,
coming weekend. You know some of those guys,
I
apparently.
do. I do. I do. My friend, shout out to Walter Clayton Jr. By the time this gets released, you've either won or lost, but you're a winner in my book. Um, point point guard for Florida University, and shout out to Janai Broom, my other friend, the big guy for Auburn. So love you guys. Shout out to y'all.
And what we know is they both can't win.
That
They
that is
can't both win.
that's true.
Somebody's we know they could both lose, which that's kind of a bummer.
That would be a big bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway. Um, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who
Okay.
who is JC Simons? What should we know about him? What is the most important thing to know?
Oh my goodness. Who is JC Simons? I love Fruity Pebbles. That's my favorite food. My favorite color. I don't know why you're shaking your head, Tim.
Fruity
Favorite
Pebbles are
favorite
disgusting.
cereal, Fruity Pebbles. I don't care what anybody says, it's the best cereal known to man. Favorite color, red. I love basketball. I love reading. I love just hanging out with people, talking to people. I love Jesus very, very much. And I love food and cooking. Anything that has to do with using my hands, getting to talk to people, being around people. Yeah.
What
I'm
do you
also
like to cook?
23 years old. 23
Oh,
years old. That's true. So
that's important.
I'm old. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, so
So
old. What do you like
that's
to cook? What's like your favorite? Is there a certain type of food?
yes. Also, fun fact, I'm Jamaican. So to that point, I like cooking jerk chicken. I don't
Oh,
know who knows what that is,
I
but
do. I know what that
okay,
is,
there you
and it's a
go.
lot better than Fruity Pebbles. I'll tell you that.
I will say that we're in agreement. It is better than Fruity Pebbles. I could cook jerk chicken, um, some nice stew peas, rice and beans, some dumpling. That sounds good. Already thinking about it, talking about it. But yeah, I could
Yeah.
cook some good Jamaican food. I like to think. I
How'd
like
you
to
get
think.
into cooking? Like, what is it?
You
Just
know,
because you like to eat, or is it?
it's also just because my parents, like my family, Jamaicans like cooking like all the time. They make it like a big just event every dinner. It's just like fun. You get to talk to like people, catch up about your day, be in the kitchen. It's like nice. So I just like cooking. Yeah.
Cool. Very
So
nice. Very nice. That whole jerk chicken thing is very intriguing to me. We may need to talk more about that at a
I
later
got you.
date.
I got
So, JC, what you mentioned that you love Jesus, and that is certainly one of the things that you know caught our interest in you for sure.
you.
And but not incidentally, you also mentioned you're Jamaican, and I don't know if those two stories are intertwined or not. But can you tell us a little bit about how you became a Christian,
Yes,
and just maybe your story, your family background, that kind of thing?
man. By the grace of God, I have two parents that raised me up in the church, as believers in Christ. Praise God. So I grew up going to church the whole time I was a kid. It wasn't until I got to end of middle school, early high school that I started wanting to lock in and figure out what it meant to have a true relationship with God, like one on one. So not just dependent on my mom and dad and those around me. And as I was going to church more, different clubs, I started Fellowship of Christian Athletes and stuff like that,
Mhm.
my senior year of high school. And that was like a big decision in my walk with Christ because at the beginning of my senior year of high school, I was playing football. Been playing basketball my whole life. I was playing football in the hot sun, Florida sun, and I passed out in the sun. It was bad. I woke up in a hospital. Crazy. I woke up in a hospital and a group of like doctors and nurses were telling me they didn't know like if I had that much longer left to live. So when I was born with something called a PFO. It's a patent foramen ovale. Basically, in non-fancy terms, it means like you have a small little hole in your heart when you're born,
Hmm.
like in between your heart and your lungs. And growing up, it caused me a lot of troubles, but they thought that closed. They found out when I passed on the football field that I had kind of been growing. over time. So I wasn't getting enough like air to my lungs. It was like really scary, really dangerous. And when they told me, they didn't know how much I had like left to live. I was like, well, I could either live the rest of however long I have left, just fooling around doing whatever, or I could like try having joy in my life because it really wrecked me. I was like really sad, really down in the dumps, and started going to church more with my mom, my dad. Started spending time just in the Lord's presence, walking, talking with Him. My life started being filled up with so much joy. By the grace of God, went to a doctor like 2 months later. They're like, "Oh my goodness, we don't know how, but the hole in your heart is closed astronomically." So after that, started living my life with joy for the Lord, Thanksgiving with the Lord. Yeah, that was my senior year of high school. So not to date myself as an old man, but
Yeah, you
I
old
know, yeah,
23-year-old you.
yeah, that was like 6 years ago. Yeah,
That's crazy though, because people say it figuratively speaking all the time, like, "Oh, I had a hole in my heart
I
and Jesus
know.
filled it."
Yeah, that's why I always chuckle when I hear people say that. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's funny.
Like, I can one up you. I
Yeah,
literally had a
one
hole in
of
my
you.
heart.
Yeah,
It was a real hole, people.
uh-huh. That's a
And
good game.
Jesus,
Like when I play Two Truths and a Lie, I tell people that, and
oh, I bet.
they're like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great one. So, but that's serious stuff. Like, you could have been, I don't know. I mean, you were joking about you dating yourself, but I don't know. Does the name Hank Gathers mean anything to you?
no.
Talking about basketball, Hank Gathers was a basketball player at Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
This would have been back in the early '90s, I think,
Well,
and died on the basketball court in a game. I think because
wow.
of a similar type of condition like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Is a really sad story. So,
Well,
um, crazy, crazy. So obviously athletics were like a big part of you
big
as
part.
you're growing up.
Big part. Love basketball, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we don't have any kids that come to camp that like to play basketball, so just
Okay. That's all
just got
right.
to put just got to put that on the shelf this
Yeah.
summer.
It's all right.
That's entirely not true. If you're listening and you're a basketball player and you're thinking about coming to camp this summer, this
Please,
is your chance. This is your
please.
chance. You could take on a Florida state champion, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we could have a battle of whatever state you're from, camper.
I will be up in the morning at 4 a.m. ready to challenge you to a one-on-one.
Oh,
Whoever's
that's
listening to
wonderful.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoever's listening to this.
Everybody's going to be up for those 4 a.m.
I
games.
know.
They're one of the things I wanted to ask you and Alexandra. I'm not sure I know the answer for Alexandra. I think I do. But we have two early morning options at camp. There's road runners, which is
Okay.
before breakfast, you can get up and you can run down the lane and back up the lane. It's like a mile run.
Okay.
If you do that every morning, you're part of the club, you get a little certificate and all that.
Okay.
Or you can do the Polar Bear Club, which is
Mm.
every morning before breakfast, you get up and you go to the pool
Oh.
and you dive into the pool and do an early morning swim,
Mm.
which, um, so before I say anything else, which of those is more appealing to you?
Never been an easier question to answer. The first one, the road
Running?
runners one. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Here's the thing about the Polar Bear Club is that, being in Western Pennsylvania, not South Florida,
Oh, it's
some of
true.
those mornings are pretty chilly
I bet. Yeah.
to be diving into the pool. So,
Yes. I can swim, depending on how you say the word, how you define the word swim. Uh, Ironic for like a Florida, exactly.
yeah,
Being in
gotcha.
Florida, you would think I'd be some avid swimmer. If you see me at camp, don't ask me to swim. I might surprise you. Who knows? But I'll
Okay.
definitely, I'll definitely run. I'm safer on land. Is how I see it.
So
So,
we need some swimmers to take a break from their swim team schedule this summer and also come to camp because when JC gets a big head from dunking on all these campers,
to
we're going to put him in the pool and have him race a 10-year-old
humble
and
me.
see how he does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Just to see how that goes. So,
That's true.
hey, I'm guessing that you're a young man.
Mm,
and the world is your oyster, young, educated individual. So
yes.
you could have done a lot of things this summer. How did you come to find us, and basically why spend your summer at camp? Like, what are you excited
Yeah.
about? What helped you make that decision? You've never been here to this
I'm
point.
not. I'm not.
So how did that decision
So
making process go?
I found out about Ligonier from Lucy Montgomery. Shout out to her and her sister Amelia. They're both awesome.
Amelia
So
is an intern right now, so
okay,
she is actually at camp as we speak.
nice. They're both awesome. And I was like, oh my gosh, summer camp outside of Florida. For me, any excuse to leave Florida, especially do something as dope and fun sounding as camp is, I was like, I would jump on the opportunity. And I got to talk to Dan and Michelle. Haven't met them in person, but I've called them a few times. They're two amazing individuals. And they were like talking to me a lot about it. And it's just like really exciting. Like I said before, I just really love Jesus. And I really love talking to people, just hanging out with people, encouraging people. And I think doing that in a camp setting is one of the most natural places to have that carried out. So I think it'd be really exciting, really fun. I know I'm like stoked for this summer.
You're a people person, huh?
Yes, I
That's
believe
good.
so. I would like to think so.
Uh, Introvert, extrovert.
I I feel honestly, I feel like I'm introverted. Um, but I've learned this a lot about myself. Like after just one or two times of being around you, I'm very quickly not. So I think there's something in the middle. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
but
I I think I'm an introvert too. But look at me
yeah,
now. I host a
look at you.
podcast.
I know.
Look at
Look at
me.
you. Wow.
I mean, I've arrived. But in all seriousness, I I often describe myself as a high functioning introvert.
Mhm.
Not to be derogatory to other introverts, but I I just think you learn how to sort of manage it as you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily real helpful to peg people, at least in my opinion, as like a particular kind of person.
Yeah. Like a
You
label.
can, yeah, you can be a kind of person one in one context, and then a
Right.
different kind of person in another, for
Right.
better and for worse.
Yeah.
And you'll probably see that with campers this summer. Just sort of that reality. So, when are you? You're coming up here soon, aren't you? To like
I am
check the place out.
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You're gonna be here.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Excellent. Have you been to Pennsylvania before?
I've been up there. Oh my goodness. I think I was up there once, maybe in high school for a basketball tournament.
Okay.
I do not remember. We either played a tournament there or passed through there. I think we might have just drove through there, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of people drive through Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You
But
know, some people stay for a while. Some people never leave. You just never know.
you
But
never know.
but this is kind of, I mean, it's a leap for you a little
It
bit.
is.
I mean,
I'm
you're,
excited.
sight unseen, and you're like, yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I'm excited. I'm locked in.
I
It's going to be
respect
good.
that. I respect that. So, um, how have you begun preparing for summer at camp? Like,
Mm.
uh, here's a fun exercise. We'll see how this goes
Uh-oh.
on live podcast. You explain to me what you think your job is this summer.
Mm.
we'll
That's
see
good.
how. We'll
That's
see
good.
how.
That's good. That's good. You're like taking note. Yeah.
Like, does he
Um,
really know?
my job as men's director, I think it's just to like love, serve, and disciple people well, whether that be other counselors or campers. Just doing that well. And like I said, highlight an emphasis on the serve part, like actually being hands-on and going out and leading by example, and making stuff fun for those that I'm leading, not in a way where they feel like it's something they have to do just by nature of a job, but it's something to get the opportunity to do. Um, and that comes from leading from example. So I
Yeah,
gave
you
you the
know.
good answer. I gave
Oh,
you.
you did great. You
I
did
was
great.
sweating profusely.
Yeah, no, you passed the test. You passed the test. Good job. And so did
Appreciate
Dan, by the way, who interviewed you and has talked to you extensively. But when you think of, you said something interesting there, and I know we throw this around a lot. Like you
Yeah.
said, disciple people. And we sometimes people will ask me, parents will ask me, like, what, there's all these camps. What makes Ligonier different?
Mm,
And oftentimes I'll answer, well, discipleship.
yeah.
And sometimes students who are looking to work here, college students looking to work here, will be like, well, I could work at all these other places. Why Ligonier? And I'll say, because we'll disciple you. Well, when you say that, that's sort of a Christianese
Right.
type of term. What, eh, how do you describe what it is to disciple someone, or
Yeah.
if it's not too fine of a point,
Mm.
how you define what a disciple is?
I think it's funny that you asked that. The past few weeks, I've been getting into a book. It's called Practicing the Way. It's by John Mark Comer,
John Mike, yep,
and
Comer.
I really, really love it. And though I'm only in the early chapters of the book, he talks about how like as a believer, a follower of Christ, like the most important thing is like apprenticeship to Jesus. But a way that he described it as a better word instead of being an apprentice was to be a disciple of Jesus. And he broke it down as like three things. It was like to be like him, like to reflect him, to do as he does, to just be patient and sit in his presence and to like wait on him. I think and embodying those three as like a follower of Christ and a leader helps to share that with other people. So I think a disciple is someone who is just content with being in the presence of their father, meaning a disciple of Jesus, being present being content, being in the presence of Jesus. And
Hmm.
I think naturally the fruit of that is doing the other three things like reflecting him, being like him, waiting on him, stuff like that.
And was that right? Is that John Mark Comer?
Yes. Yeah.
That book? Okay,
Right.
I thought so. Make sure
Good book.
he gets his props too.
Yes. Shout out to
So,
him.
yeah, absolutely. Shout outs going all over the place today. So back to my original question, then, how have you begun preparing for summer?
Man, I'm in my word more, reading, staying prayed up in a practical sense. Lots of walking and running.
Yeah, that's good.
I've I play basketball often. I like lift weights every day, but I heard a lot leading up to camp in a few months that it's a lot of like hiking and walking, cardio basically.
Yeah.
So I had to like go back to my basketball days and I had to be like, Josh, you gotta run. I hate running. I do. I detest it. I'll be so honest. But the past few weeks, I've been learning to love it. Been going on walks every day, trying to get 10 to 15K steps a day. Um, Trying to be on the treadmill on an incline so that I could get used to hiking because that's foreign to me, being a Florida native. Um,
I think this is good for you because I think we might get you in that pool by the end of the summer.
really?
Yeah, I mean, if running is that, definitely not your thing, then
If running is definitely not my thing, and I said I would rather run, that should tell you all you need to know. That should tell you all you need to know about seeing me in a pool.
I suppose that's a fair point. But yeah, this is we do have hills here.
Okay.
Some might even say, not people from out west, but other people might say that we have mountains here even.
Mm,
So it's not Florida. It's not where everything,
that's
we're
flat.
above
Yeah.
sea level. There's hills and valleys and all this kind
Wow.
of stuff. So you
That's
mentioned
foreign.
being in the
That's foreign
you
language.
yeah, well, yeah. Also, no alligators here.
Oh, thank God. Yes.
Yeah,
That's a blessing. That's a
or
blessing.
pythons.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a python in the wild?
I have.
Really?
I used to live by the Everglades by Miami, and
Oh,
they were like, yeah, yeah. Florida is like Australia, like a baby version of Australia. With the
did one ever like come close to getting you?
not me. I say not me as in like my friend got bit by a python. No,
Okay.
I was good. Thank
I
God.
don't think you get bit by pythons.
Mm-mm. Not
You just
bit.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably a line of questioning that probably don't need to go down any further, but um, it is encouraging to hear and I knew despite my sarcasm here, I do trust Dan immensely
Yeah.
and his judgment in hiring you, but it's cool to hear just kind of your heart for discipleship. And we teach our staff to disciple our campers. You're on leadership staff, so we hope for our leadership staff to disciple our counselors and so on. And it's this
Right.
big cycle that kind of goes on throughout the summer as we ultimately, of all the things that we do at camp, Christ is at the center of all that, and honoring and glorifying Him.
Yeah.
Is there I kind of wrestled with even how to ask this because it's kind of an awkward question, but is there, if there were an aspect of God or just a aspect of even our faith
Yeah.
that you're like, man, I can't believe that I get to share that with students, campers, staff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really looking forward to having these types of conversations. Like, what,
Yeah. Yeah.
even in your experience, not at camp, like to this point, like what have been the conversations and what are the things that really you're like, oh man, that's so cool. That's been so cool to be able to do that or have that conversation.
I think like to that point, what I'm really excited about is I guess this is another like Christianese term, but like I'm excited to see and share like how intentional God is as a father. Um,
Mm.
I've learned like especially oh man, the past like 2, 3 years, like how every single thing that God ordains as a decision, as an experience, is for the love of us as His children, and how He uses those said things, even where like they're tough, they're hard. It's a challenge, it's a trial, for the growth of us, but really also for the growth of those around us. Um, he uses like weaknesses and discomfort to like stretch us and grow us. And I think there's going to be many moments to step into that and observe that I can in a practical way, in a spiritual way, but also just in a day-to-day way. I think walking through counselors, students, even like seeing other people come alongside me as a director, to walk into that is really exciting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And, you probably could have guessed this for the sake of anybody who might be listening.
yeah,
People come to camp from all sorts of backgrounds.
yeah,
We have city kids that come to, and kids that live in the middle of Cleveland or
mm,
Pittsburgh or DC or some other city, and then we have kids that live out in the middle of nowhere
yeah,
and come to camp, and it's always kind of interesting and neat to watch how you bring people together and they live together in this little community at camp.
yeah,
Um, and the things that happen through that, it's a little bit of a, um, yeah, there's ways to describe that are often so negative. Like it's a pressure cooker,
mm,
you really find out who you are. And it makes it sound like it's,
a burden.
like it's awful. Like it's
Yeah,
going to the dentist.
yeah,
Like, you have to do it, but nobody really wants to.
right,
And that's not what camp is.
yeah,
Camp, it's like you come and you look around, you're like, huh, these people are so different. All our backgrounds are so different, but yet
right,
here we are and we're having a great time.
yeah.
Um,
It's good.
and
It's
even
an
you and I
opportunity.
mean, yeah, you're Jamaican. You grew up in Florida. You're good at basketball. Yeah, and just you're a young man. I am an old man and grew up in rural Pennsylvania, and it's just such different experiences, but
Right,
it's cool how at camp those differences I think are, um, are celebrated,
Amen.
and as is what we have in common. So, and you can apply that commonality of our faith to the different backgrounds and trials. There'll be kids that come here that from single parent homes, from nuclear families,
Yeah.
there's all these different experiences,
Right.
and wrestling with all kinds of different things related to their experience, and you get to speak into that.
Yeah.
So one final question for you, not to trivialize any of
Mm.
those experiences that I just mentioned that people
Yeah.
have, but people face tough things all the time,
Yeah.
and tough decisions. So I want you to imagine yourself standing
Gotcha.
at the counter at our camp store, known
Okay.
as the Hub. You're going to
Yes.
learn all this lingo and all this stuff, and you are faced with a decision. You've
Imagine
got
that.
three things, and you have to pick one.
Three.
You have a fruit bar,
Okay.
you have a snow cone,
Okay.
or you have a cookie ice cream sandwich.
Mm.
Which of those are you going to choose? Fruit bar, snow cone, cookie ice cream sandwich.
Number one, snow cone has got to go. Um,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
always hard to get the ratio like syrup and ice. Just too messy. Gotta go.
Okay. We're going to eliminate snow cones.
The fruit bar, ice cream, uh, fruit bar. I'm keeping that. I'm
Really?
going. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
um,
Absolutely.
that was maybe I didn't expect you to go in that direction, but
So
I feel like you've redeemed yourself from where we started with the Fruity Pebbles.
I think, hey, I was not fighting for anything, but all I will say is, uh, I feel like ice cream sandwich. It can be okay. The ones with cookies and stuff. That's like perfect. But all in all, I think a fruit bar, not too sweet or sugary,
Yeah.
healthy. I don't know if it's healthy, but it tastes great and it has fruit, so you could trick yourself that it's healthy.
Right.
Um,
Right. It tastes like fruit at least. So
yeah,
yeah, the cookie ice cream sandwiches, it's, if I remember right, it's like a chocolate chip cookie and a chocolate chip cookie with
hmm,
vanilla ice cream in the middle.
right,
So it's
right,
not like your typical just chocolate
exactly. Yeah,
cookie.
yeah,
So it's a little better than the normal thing. But
right,
you
yeah,
have so many new experiences ahead of you, JC. So
yeah.
much to look forward to. So,
I'm excited.
but hey, thanks for making the time. And I know this took a little extra time because we were trying to figure out how to get Alexandra in here with us, and we ultimately
Mm,
failed at that. But with apologies to her, thanks for making the time to
absolutely.
hang out and give people a chance to get to know you a little bit.
Yes.
Obviously, if you want to get the full JC Simons effect, there's only one answer, and that is to come to camp this
Come
summer.
to camp,
So,
please. I'd love to see you.
all right, and I've enjoyed getting to know you. So thanks for doing
Likewise.
this, and
Thank you. Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, thanks everyone for listening in. And like I said, follow us on Spotify. Go to LigonierCamp.org. Check out camp. Find out what's going on. And we look forward to seeing you this summer and hearing from you in the meantime. So have a good month, and we'll talk to you next month.
Ligonier Camp and Conference Center exists to provide people with reflective and recreational opportunities that will build faith in Christ, self-esteem, and supportive relationships. To learn more about our summer camp programs, guest groups, events, and much more, please visit LigonierCamp.org. Thanks for listening to the Ligonier CampCast.